Okay, so with me, Brian Turnbow.
Yes.
From TWT. Brian, can you say a few words about yourself and who is TWT?
Sure. My name is Brian Turnbow. I'm from TWT in Italy. I'm the CTO of the company, and I was invited by AudioCodes here to this event. And TWT is a carrier in Italy, a service provider, a telecommunications firm. We're one of the top 10 providers in all of Italy, doing about 50 million euros a year of business, oriented towards the business markets. We don't do residential customers or anything like that, just purely
focusing on enterprise and businesses.
Enterprise customers.
Okay, very interesting. So about a year ago, we were engaged with a project for replacement of an SBC network.
Yes.
Of a previous vendor you had. Can you tell us a little bit about what drove this project? What were the challenges, the considerations?
Sure. Well, the project was, it started out as, obviously, it was an older device, and it was starting to go end of life. The announcement had been made. It was still obviously under maintenance and everything. But since it was an older device, it didn't have some of the newer features. Like we didn't have support for new codecs, wideband codecs, Opus or G722, the newer things that were being asked by our customers. Also, it didn't support going into some of the TLS or SRTP services.
Security. So
we were having security issues, as well as not being able to support the growing demand from our customers for wideband codecs.
I understand. Wideband codecs is primarily for higher quality. Your customers required higher quality voice quality.
Yes, higher quality, and especially with the new tendencies to go towards using a mobile phone with an app inside, so you have an Opus-like codec that would be able to adjust to the bandwidth demands and provide good quality while you're moving. And then once you get into the office and using the fixed line phones, you have a much higher quality using the wideband codecs to call your colleagues. It's a much more real service. It sounds much more like what you would be used to using an analog service.
Okay, so can you tell us a little bit about the process? What was the process for selecting a new vendor? How many vendors were approached, etc.?
What we decided to do was to do a POC, and so we went and selected 3 vendors. And we used mainly virtual machines, so we spun up virtual machines to do the POC. And with each vendor, we did our baseline services. We tried the new features that we could do, and we also looked into how hard it would be to integrate into our systems, because we have all automated provisioning systems. Our customers can sign up and get their numbers provisioned automatically. And so those were the 3 main points that we were focused on.
Okay, and obviously, AudioCodes
was the winner.
Was the winner.
It was the winner.
Can you spend a little bit of time explaining what in particular you liked about the AudioCodes solution, both from product and from a company perspective?
Sure. Well, my guys, the first thing that they said was the usability. They really loved the usability, the interfaces. They found it was so easy to configure, so easy to troubleshoot. They could get the information really fast, compared to the old system, which was a CLI-based system. The immediacy to have what was needed or to configure new devices with the interoperability that they found with all the different PBX systems that were already there. You could just select Alcatel or whatever it was, and the baseline configuration was there. The other thing that they really liked was the configuration of the manipulations. They were very easy to do. The voice engineers are not programmers. They don't know what Perl is in a regular expression. And so to be able to go in there and set those manipulations very easily was one of the things that they really liked as well. We tried all the features that we wanted to do, and we were able to do everything, the security, the wideband codecs. And we were also able to implement some new things that we couldn't do. Like we were able to, for each user login, get 2 IP addresses. And so with these 2 IP addresses as an ACL, we could send the primary line and the backup line and restrict to just those 2 IP addresses the login. So it was really good at helping to reduce the fraud and adding security onto the network.
Okay, that's great. Did you also have experience with the voice operation, one voice operation center from AudioCodes?
Yes, we put in the voice operation center, and it's really interesting. It helps out a lot in terms of our customer service department, because when a customer calls, they can go down and look at the quality of that call, you know, even if it happened yesterday. And so we have customers that call in and say, well, one call, and we can go and look and they can check the quality of that call, you know, and the calls before and after to see if there was a problem on the line. You know, maybe there was some degradation in the DSL line or something like that. So it's very easy to them to find an immediate answer for the customer.
Right. So if I summarize, it's operational efficiency, it's advanced functionality, and performance.
Yes.
If I have to summarize.
I think you got it great.
I got it great. Thank you very much. So what are we looking, you know, as we move forward? Can you share some of the plans for growth or for new services from TWT? Not necessarily.
Well, we just implemented a new UCC platform in terms of our network, and it's passing through the AudioCodes SPC, and that's been a very successful project for us. And we're all looking into now going into the Microsoft Teams aspect. We see more and more customers that are asking for it, especially the global corporate customers. They're getting the mandates that's coming in from maybe the global office to go in that direction.
And then you will be able to leverage on the direct route SPC,
exactly,
right? With media bypass, with all the advanced wideband codecs,
exactly,
you know, outputs of best quality.
Exactly, and this permits us to maintain the voice services, which then permits us to maintain the internet connections with the company, because if we lose the voice services, it's much easier for them to go and change also the ADSL line or the fiber optic line.
Okay, Brian, I'd like to thank you very much for coming over, for participating in AudioCodes Accelerate event, and for taking this short interview with me.
Yes,
thank you very much.
It was a pleasure.
Brian.
Thank you.